one of my best friends who was heaven was a pastor in a church. And one day he came home, and his wife was huddled in a corner. And he was a young pastor on staff, and went over to her, and she was sobbing, and she said that, for the last number of months, the senior pastor had been coming over and abusing her.
Mm.
And he couldn't believe his ears, newly married, loving wife, and he just left his house in a rage, grabbed his motorcycle, rode up on top of a hill, and just was plotting, how am I going to kill him?
Right. This guy's been abusing my wife, and every ounce of his physical being, as a human being, as a husband, as a father, is filled with rage right now, bitterness, brokenness.
Right. And so he started yelling in the darkness, I'm not going to forgive him. I'm not going to forgive him. As he was plotting his next move. And he said, the voice of the Lord spoke in that moment and said, you don't have to. And he was wondering why he said that. He said, if he has sinned against you more than you have sinned against me.
Oh.
And he just broke and said, Lord, you have done so much in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How can I possibly repay what you have done for me? And he rode back down the hill, went home, and called the pastor up and invited him over, and looked at it. He walked in the door, and he said, I know what you did to my wife. And the pastor was, completely white as snow.
Yeah.
Imagine, caught.
Sure.
And he said, but because of what Christ has done for me, I choose to forgive you and not do what I wanted to do was to kill you.
Sure. In my flesh, I want to kill you. In my spirit,
but
I choose to forgive you.
The police officers that are in the room next to me,
yeah.
They haven't forgiven you yet.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
And
What
off
a
he
moment.
went and was, arrested, convicted, and had to do time, right?
Uh-huh.
That wouldn't have been possible if he wouldn't have understood this whole thing about...
He might have wound up going in that same direction. I mean, they both would have been behind Mars.
Right.
Potentially.
Because, one of the things that he taught me in that moment was that if you think about how much and how many times you have sinned against God yourself,
yeah,
who on earth has done more against you than you have done against God? And when you get that, it makes you grateful.